this whole tilt thing here that I've been doing this past year, I got the idea from Bilu. I'm not kidding.
Are we gonna keep on dividing? Are we gonna keep on fighting? Are we gonna keep on dividing? Well, are we gonna keep on fighting? Are we gonna keep on dividing? Are we gonna keep on fighting? Are we gonna keep on dividing? Well,
sound level.
Did you hear what you said? A horizontal plane of reference.
Yeah.
So you're referencing that one point.
No, not with the water level, Brad.
Yeah.
No, that's not how water levels work. Not at all. Not to one point. They go from one end to the other end. They establish an equilibrium of the water fluid within inside that tube. Doesn't it?
Do you know
They
what happens?
equalize out.
Do you know what happens in my model? The water level curves around the surface.
Yeah. I know. Yeah.
You've seen my model.
Yeah, I've seen your model. Do you have any water level tools that establish a curve in your model or for your model?
That establishes a curve?
Yeah.
I don't think so. It can create a level.
And what can't you do, Brad?
What can't you do?
Yeah,
Get a flat map that doesn't have distortion.
exactly. So you would need
Oh, the globe.
Would you need a distortion key to let you know how much the map is distorted by, Brad?
Yeah, I've never seen a distortion key.
Exactly.
They changed the maps so there isn't that much distortion.
Well, how can there not be that much distortion when the curve of your ball is constant everywhere? So surely the distortion should be at the same rate all over the map, no?
Yeah, they just make the map so that the distortion doesn't show up that much.
Well, how can they do that with a what was it we called it?
Non-developable.
I was
Well, like
looking at it from Brad.
Like the map I showed you, the squares weren't square anymore. They were distorted.
So there would naturally need to be a distortion key within the map, wouldn't there? So you know how much the distances are distorted by.
Yeah,
it would be handy.
I've
never seen one.
Distortion.
But yeah, that's what we were talking about was maps.
Yeah, exactly, Brad. You've never seen one, so therefore your maps don't come from the surface of a sphere. Otherwise, it would be there. It would necessitate being there.
I guess that's your logic.
Well, you don't have a distortion key, do you?
Well, you don't need one.
Are the
Why
different
don't
logics?
You say we need one, but
Well, why don't you need
just
one?
you say that.
If your map comes from the surface of a sphere, as you claim, and the surface of a sphere is a what surface, Brad?
What did you call it? I can't think of the word. Delineatable or something?
No.
What was it called?
Can you get it? It's there somewhere, isn't it?
Yeah, I had never heard of that word before. Last night, I had to look it up.
Wow, seems like you're learning a lot then, Brad.
Yeah. I think we're feeding him good bits of information. It's just what he does with it
That's my goal in life. I try to learn every day.
Good. So where are we going?
Malleable?
No. You might need Bev's help with this one, mightn't you?
Developable.
Developable.
There you go. A non-developable surface. It's a bit difficult to say.
Yeah, I'd never heard of that one.
Right, so if you have a sphere and it is a non-developable surface, which means you cannot flatten it out without distortion, okay, any part of that sphere would distort at the same rate if flattened out to a flat surface. Now, if you take a road on that sphere, just as an example, and try and flatten it out to a flat surface, the road on the sphere, would it be longer or shorter than on the flat surface?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Now, which curves further?
It's hard work,
What
that
is it?
DP, right? It is, because I'd say at the centre point, it would be right? But as you go further out, the distortion would get greater. So there should be a central point where the distortion gets greater away from that point. If
Yeah,
you
but
were to
then
have that as a...
If you had two maps that overlapped, then the distortion on each map would be different because the centre point.
Yeah, you have to make each map would have to come with a centre point where it was the most accurate. It would have
And
to
they
tell
couldn't-
you.
And they couldn't be overlapping.
Yeah, and you couldn't ever have a scale on a map, like, because that scale would be different and all over it. It would depend where you were on the map. Right, Brad, can you see that? With a non-developable surface, because it can't be expressed on a two-dimensional plane without distortion.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That means that the distortion would alter all the way around the map. You can't make it have the same distortion, can you? All the way over. Because you may as well just make it accurate if you were to have the same distortion.
Yeah, that's why it's hard to flatten out a globe map. But if the Earth was flat, it'd be simple to make a flat map. There would be no distortion.
All maps are flat.
And there is no distortion with a map.
There is.
And what's more, Brad, maps are accurate. Contrary to what the others were saying within the chat last night, maps are accurate. Because what is the point of having an inaccurate map with inaccurate distances at an inaccurate scale?
Yeah.
There is no point.
Yeah, we have orienteering, and like all the military use the maps for finding out where they're going. Now, that'd be no good if they weren't accurate, would it? I don't think it'd be any good anyway.
No, I tend to agree with you. There's no point in even printing an inaccurate map. Why would you?
Are you here for a bit, Brad? Because I've got to go and take my lad home, so you're not going to be able to have me on the whiteboard. You want to come back later and do that?
Maybe later. I only have a little bit. Also, I have to get to my job. But it's only like 3 hours today.
You're going to be at work for 3 hours?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
You want to pop back later then, and then you can take me through your thing. I mean, I apologise for not being around the other day, Brad, but...
Oh, that's fine. Yeah. Hey, I put a picture of a map in the debate discussion.
You've put a picture of a map in debate discussion.
Yeah.
Let's have a look.
There's loads of maps like that, isn't there?
Now,
Oh, there we go.
that's a map of the globe flattened out.
One of the
If you do it like
one of the
if you do it-
projections of your maps. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
if you do it like that, there's hardly any distortion. There's probably still some, but they kind of took a globe, sliced it up, and then just flattened it out.
They have loads of
can't-
different distortions. I'm putting one in there at the minute.
I'm sure there's some distortion on this map.
Yeah, but this map that you've posted is not really any good for local navigation, is it? I mean,
No.
It wouldn't tell me how to get from where I am to, say, Edinburgh, would it?
No, and like I said last night, it's kind of like, do you want to know where the continents are? This would be a good map for that. I wouldn't plan a trip on it.
No, exactly. So, local scale, it's not much good, is it?
Yeah, if you'd get a local map for that, then
Yeah, exactly.
And they're all flat, aren't they?
yeah. This is kind of a teaching tool, I would think. This kind of map. It wouldn't be used for any navigation.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not really much good for teaching, is it? Because you've got so many different maps that are distorted in different ways that, if you taught with this map and then your students saw one of the other maps, they'd be like, well, hang on a minute, what's going on? This isn't the map that I was taught with. Things look different. Africa's bigger. Brazil is smaller.
Yeah,
It's a bit of an oddity, isn't it?
but at least from this map, I could go, okay, Africa's east of me.
Well, it's okay for relationships between
Sure.
countries and continents, yeah, if this is accurate. But is it accurate? Like I say, you've got so many different projections of your map that how can you say which one is more accurate than another one?
Well, see, I say the problem is all maps are flat and they're the accurate maps. The moment you start trying to add a curve in, have a look at that in the debate discussion there. They're all your different models. Like when we have a map that's accurate, you don't have loads of different ones that aren't accurate. They don't do that, do they?
That's a bit crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, that's how they have to try and start. I don't get it.
I've not seen that one. What's that one? Bottom 30 degree.
Yeah, I've never seen that.
45.
That is not accurate at all.
Which one are you referring to?
The one Bev put up there, it's like everything looks kind of funny.
That's all
Yeah,
of them.
again.
They're all of your different types of poor people who are trying to portray the curve thing.
That's the problem. It's hard to create a flat map of a circle or a sphere. You can do it every which way to try to make it better, but it's hard.
Undevelopable, right?
Yeah, you can.
New word.
Undevelopable.
Yeah.
Developable.
Yeah, it's a bit of a mouthful, but once you get hold of it.
I think maps are weird, but we were gonna work out on, like if surveyors are the ones that do it, right, Brad? So they measure all to make actual maps, right?
Yeah, sure.
And whenever they do, they have they mark elevation like contour lines, don't they? So that's how you know how high and how steep the mountains are, because you've got contour lines on them. And then all the distances are measured horizontally, aren't they? I mean, they're horizontal distances from A to B. And then all elevations measured vertically.
Isn't it a cartographer? Isn't that a map maker?
They make the maps, yeah. They don't measure the land, though,
I only got a minute before I head out. I stopped in to ask you about my logic. How is my logic flawed?
Go on, can you run us over your logic again, then?
Well, you said, how did you put it?
How do I put it?
If the water curves...
No. I put it is if the Earth is a spherical object, P, then the surface of liquid water must curve, Q.
Okay, then I said the surface of liquid water curves, therefore we live on a spherical object.
You're making a statement that the surface of liquid water curves.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like a wave.
No.
Oh, like what?
Not waves. Like a curve. Over a distance, it's not flat, it curves.
Like a water level establishes a horizontal plane of reference.
No, not that at all.
Oh.
Water curves.
Oh.
Yeah, the crest of a wave curves.
No, not a wave. A large body of water will curve.
Well, this is what's
can-
missing from
so-
your logical statement, isn't it? Because when you say water curves, yeah, water curves. I mean, the crest of a wave curves. You know, there
I'm
are
not
many
talking-
waves on the ocean.
I'm not talking about waves.
Well, how do we know this from your logical statement?
Well, see, the first, the way you start it off is if. The first one is the antecedent. Right, so you're starting off with a. What's your? How does yours start off again?
If water curves,
If.
then we live on a sphere.
Yeah. So you have to establish then.
I'm just
if
kind of
the
taking yours
surface
and
of liquid
reversing
water.
it. I took your PQ and reversed it. If I can prove that water curves,
Yeah, well,
then
that's
it's a
what you
sphere.
do. No, but in order to do it the other way round, to do a proper modus tollens, you would have to say the opposite, right? You have to explore the opposite. So you would say if the
If we
Earth
live
was
on a
a
sphere.
flat, right? Yeah?
Yeah.
If the Earth was a flat, then the
Was a
surface
flat.
of liquid water, right, would establish a horizontal plane. Q.
yeah.
Right?
And
And
I
then
wanted to do it
now
the other
you
way.
have to say, you have to negate Q.
I wanted to say, if we live on a sphere, the surface of water must curve.
Yeah, that was my one, right? So you just have to validate Q. I
And
mean,
like
that's
I said,
what
I can
that's
show you,
how you do it, Brad. You validate Q
I can
by
show you. I can show you thousands of evidences, pictures of water curving.
yeah waves. Like we said, we can do
Not
that.
waves. Not waves at all.
Not waves. Like raindrops then. That's curved.
Like the surface of the water, the
Okay.
average
So can you show then
level surface of
a
the water.
water level
Not
showing a
water
curved
level.
surface? Well, that's what a water level is. It's
Like
the
this,
tool.
like a lake or an ocean, a big body of water.
Yeah, that would be
Not just a little water level. You know, it'd be hard to make a water level 1,000 miles long or 500 miles long. Or, you know, it'd be, but a body of water,
yeah,
like a lake,
What
like
about
the
the
ocean.
Sewage Canal then? Would you say that's because
Yeah,
that
that'd
goes
be
from
long.
one ocean to the other ocean with the Sewage Canal in between? So how long would you say that water level is from one ocean to the other ocean?
I think that has locks in it, doesn't it?
No, not the Suez
But-
Canal.
Not the
Panama
Suez
Canal
doesn't?
does. Yeah.
Oh, Panama does. Okay.
Yeah.
I can't tell you about the Suez. I'm not. Is it like 20 miles?
It's
I really
100,
don't know.
100 and I think 120 miles maybe.
It's 117 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
I'll have to look into the Suez Canal.
Yeah, it's
But
Egypt.
it's the same thing. It's a big body of water. It's long.
It's got a
Something
curve
like
in
that.
it though. But you're injecting
I
a
can-
curvature into it. Can you prove the curvature within
If I
it?
can prove the curvature, then we live on a sphere, right?
You can come. Yeah, you
That's
can come
my
and have a
logic.
go at prove it. Yeah, yeah. If you can proper prove it, I mean, we do have to go over what a proof is as well, right?
And like I said this morning, I got mountains of evidence that we live on a sphere. You'd have to take every piece of evidence and disprove it.
Why? That's not
Prove we
like
don't-
how the black swan works, right?
You
Falsification.
could take just one.
You know how
You could take just
falsification
one
works.
of those.
Yeah.
You could take just one of them evidences and go, okay, yeah, we live on a sphere. And I have mountains of it.
Well, if I can prove that level is horizontal,
I told you that. I believe level is horizontal.
Okay, well,
In my model, level is horizontal at your local position at the point you're at. Level
you
is
can't have a
horizontal.
horizontal at a point. That's the problem.
Your local position where your feet are.
Yeah, but you can't.
I
do
think
that.
you can. I think you can have horizontal at a point. I was going through it with what's his name, Professor something,
Bell.
Phil.
Mobius, Professor Mobius.
Mobius.
That's a day.
Explains.
I was explaining to him how you could establish a horizontal off of one point.
But you realise a horizontal is a line.
It's a line.
Yeah.
And a
But
line
it
needs 2
it's-
points. Even Sly's just done that today. I mean,
I know.
Sly admits
But
just
what I got
earlier
down
that
to
in
was-
between 2 points you can draw a line. Well,
But what I
that's
got to
2
was
points, one at
the-
each end.
Let me talk. The vertical goes through 1 point, right?
Yeah,
You create the horizontal from that vertical.
yeah.
You need another point on this other side.
Have
to
you got a
create
compass yet
the horizontal.
to see how you do make that perpendicular?
No, I haven't, but let me finish here.
Okay.
Okay, so the vertical goes through 1 point. You establish the horizontal. You're going to need a point on the side, but that
Yeah, you need
horizontal
2. That's what I
references
said. You need
that-
2 in
that
order
horizontal-
to construct a perpendicular.
the horizontal is referencing that 1 point of the vertical. That was my point. So you can have the horizontal at that 1 point.
Yeah.
It's referencing that 1 point. You need more than 1 point to create a horizontal, but
Yeah, 3 points would establish a horizontal plane, wouldn't it?
mhm.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what who did we have the other day? He said that 3 points, Sheeple's Phoenix.
So
He
that's
said
why I was
three
saying
3 points of a water level, one at each end and one in the middle, would necessarily establish a horizontal plane of reference, wouldn't it? With a water level.
So that's why I say I believe level is horizontal. Isn't that what we were talking about? Level is horizontal.
Yeah. Yeah,
In my
level
mind.
is horizontal, right? You agree?
At-
yeah.
At your local, at your position,
Yeah, yeah.
at your point.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Horizontal, right? A horizontal line at the position you're at. And anywhere you can go along that horizontal line, you can establish a vertical.
It'd be a different one though in my model.
Right?
In yours, it'd be the same all the way along. But
You can't have a horizontal line that is a point, Brad. You're really confused.
it references from that 1 point.
Hang on,
That's
Brad,
what I-
how do you
that's what I
have a
meant.
horizontal line that gives you different verticals as well?
On a sphere, if you move away from that horizontal, you have to create another vertical because it's not the same.
I thought
That
you
makes
said you're
sense.
on the same horizontal line, though. Everything off of that line will be 90 degrees.
Yeah, but not on the, if the surface of the sphere drops away, that 90 degrees change.
Yeah, but the horizontal line won't change, it, will it?
No, it'll stay the same. But on the surface of the sphere, the angles will change as it drops away.
Yeah, there's no straight
that
lines
horizontal plane.
on a sphere, is there? That's the problem. Especially horizontals as well.
On a sphere, are you talking on the surface of the sphere? Because you can have like chords and stuff or horizontal planes.
You
can
can't
still
have
have
a
straight
you can't have a
lines.
straight line on a sphere. It would be what we call
the-
a tangent, wouldn't it?
So you're talking on would be on the surface, is what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm talking like yeah, on. Like
Okay.
when
See-
you have put some clothes on, then yes, you are
When you
putting
say
them
that-
on.
When you say that, I'm going, okay, I'm standing on the globe. Can I have a straight line?
You're
Where?
standing on
the globe.
You'll break it. Watch
I
out.
can have straight lines everywhere. But you're saying on the surface of the sphere, you can't have a straight line.
Yeah, because it's a 3-dimensional curved surface.
But I can have straight lines. I can have a
undevelopable
horizontal
curved
plane.
surface.
I can have a horizontal plane that's a straight line. I can make a chord that's a straight line. You know, I can create a vertical.
On the surface. Are they any
No.
of those things on the surface?
See.
of
Yeah,
the
no,
sphere?
wait a minute, Brad. You're getting
That's on
confused,
the
right,
surface,
between
yeah.
geometry, right, and reality.
I'm getting confused on. You said on. On the surface, you should say.
Just on a sphere, right?
On the surface of a sphere is what you should say.
Well, where
On-
else would it be?
When you say on, I
Where
take it
where else
on
is
as-
there on a sphere that isn't the surface? Please, Brad.
I'm on a sphere.
Are you
I
on
on-
a surface of a sphere?
Well, no, I'm kind of elevated a little bit in my house, but
Well, you're not on a sphere then, are you? You are
I'm not on
in
the
the
surface.
air.
I consider it on. Are you on the planet? Are you on the globe? Are you on?
Yeah, this is where I said geometry, right? Geometry and
Yeah,
reality.
you should say a straight line on the surface. Then there would be no confusion. Because I can have straight lines everywhere. People say I can't have straight lines. It's like, I can have straight lines. If you say on the surface of the sphere, well, then that changes it. You get my point?
No.
So you've got straight lines everywhere. We have established that you can't have straight lines on the surface of a sphere, yet you think you live on the surface of a sphere. Do you get my point?
Yeah. And like the other night, they said I couldn't have a straight line. It's like, I have straight lines everywhere. I do woodworking. I work with straight lines. You
And
can't
yet
tell me.
you still
You, can,
believe you live on the surface of a sphere. And
you can't tell me
you
I can't have a straight line.
You can't have
I
a
have
straight
straight
line
lines
on the
everywhere.
surface of a sphere.
Not on the surface, no.
Geometrically impossible.
That's why when we come down to the logic, right? If the Earth is a spherical object, right? There you go. There's your link to spherical objects, right? But we link that to the Earth. If the Earth is a spherical object, right? Then the surface of liquid water must curve, because it has to wrap around the surface of liquid water. Literally becomes the surface of the sphere of your Earth, right? If the Earth is a spherical object, then the surface of liquid water, which must wrap around it, must curve.
And it does.
Well, in your imagination, right? But
No,
how
it's
do
not my
you have
imagination.
a water level, a tool, to establish a horizontal plane of reference if the water level curves? That's your little tricky problem that you need to be trying to work out, Brad.
Well, I'm not talking about water levels. I'm talking about
I
oceans.
am. The surface of liquid water
I'm saying bigger.
must curve. That's part of the logical statement.
There, I put a picture in debate discussion.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm talking about.
You think that shows
Large.
the surface of liquid water curving?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you think that's a real picture?
And so
Sure,
you think that
that
can
was-
negate the fact that a water level is a tool to establish a horizontal plane of reference? You can just go,
Oh, I'm not
here's
even-
a picture that somebody sent me, right?
I'm not talking about water
means
levels.
I can now go into all of the shops everywhere and tell people that when they're trying to sell a water level to establish a horizontal plane of reference, it can't be, because I've got a picture.
Did you hear what you said? A horizontal plane of reference.
Yeah.
So you're referencing that one point.
No, not with a water level, Brad.
Yeah.
No, that's not how water levels work. Not at all. Not to one point. They go from one end to the other end. They establish an equilibrium of the water fluid within inside that tube. Doesn't it?
Do you know
They
what happens
equalize
with-
out.
Do you know what happens in my model? The water level curves around the surface.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You've seen my model.
Yeah, I've seen your model. Do you have any water level tools that establish a curve in your model or for your model?
That establishes a curve?
Yeah.
I don't think so. It can create a level.
Ah, right. So you think a level curves?
curves.
Yeah, yes.
Okay, so do you have any proof that a level curves?
There's my picture up there. Level
Okay,
is curved.
that's your proof.
That's-
Oh, the
it's not
pink
a picture of a
elephant.
curved level. Yeah. Yeah. Pink elephant.
Yeah, nice.
No, the one above that.
Oh, right. Okay, so no, what references can you go to where you can hear people say and tell you that level curves? Where
And can you show me the curved level in that picture?
Okay, let's go to the definition of level. No
Okay.
point higher than another.
Yep.
An equal distance above the surface would be level. If
What?
the
Sorry.
surface
Wait.
curves,
Where are you getting this from? An equal distance above the surface.
that would be level.
Where's that?
Another.
Where's that?
Same.
Which
Same
dictionary?
elevation.
Which dictionary, Brad?
I'm going off in my head.
Oh well, yeah.
Dictionary.
Please don't do that. You
But
you
no
will get
point higher than another.
inaccurate. Yeah.
So if the surface curves,
No. At no point higher than another means like a bridge, right? It's curved bridge. Now at the top of that bridge there is the highest point of the bridge. Now that is the highest point because it's higher than all of the other points. Right? That makes it higher. It makes it at a different vertical distance, doesn't it? So a curve or a sphere, when you are standing it somewhere, has a bit at the top. The bit at the top is the bit that's at the highest. That's how we work height.
There you go. I'll put another picture in there.
Yep.
Level.
Debate discussion.
Yeah.
It's on its
Oh,
side.
it's an illustration from you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Surface of the sphere. Level to the sphere. That's the way I understand it.
Surface of the sphere. Which way round?
Oh, I think he's turned it round because you had horizontal and it was actually horizontal, wasn't it? So you
Yeah,
turned it so to make the horizontal more vertical, so you could prove that horizontals don't have to be horizontal, right?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
It was the other night we were discussing this, and I said, "What if I turn this 45 degrees?"
And can
Is
you
it
remember
still
what? Can you
horizontal?
remember what I said?
You said definitely there. That's a horizontal.
I said it was horizontal across the page because it was going left to right. But then when you turned it and you said, "Is it still horizontal?" I said, "No. You've turned it. You made an angular change from the horizontal, and now your horizontal is more like a vertical."
But to me, that's still horizontal.
Also, depends on if your if the table that it's on is level, because that's the horizontal.
Yeah. Actual real life horizontal. Yeah, we've tried to do that with him.
Yeah, I'm just trying to depict the globe model. You know,
Yeah,
this is just a piece of paper. It's flat.
You just
know,
try
I
a piece of
realize
paper,
that.
but you're putting you're marking lines with things that they're not. And you've got level 2 horizontal as well, that other line. Can you explain what that means?
Well, like DP, he says level is a straight line on a horizontal plane.
He's a wise man.
and I believe that.
Yeah.
I believe that.
I believe
on my
him
model
too.
too. Look, level is horizontal.
Yeah.
Level. Oh, it says level 2 horizontal.
Yeah.
Line on the
That's
very
what
right.
I asked you to explain that.
So you have a horizontal plane.
Yeah.
A straight line above it is level to that horizontal plane. So
Well, no, if it is horizontal, it is level, right?
It's like I said the other day. I believe with 99% of what you guys say, I believe it's just plumb bobs point towards the center of the earth, no matter where you're at. I think
Brad,
the only place we differ.
Brad, I've got a quick question for you. Can a vertical be level?
A vertical be level. Oh, geez, let me think of level. That's tough. You'd almost have to have two. You know what I mean?
A
What?
singular identifier. A level.
I don't think so.
Sorry, vertical.
I don't. If you have the vertical, I don't think you can have. You could have level to that vertical, but you would have to have
Which
another
would be what?
line.
So a level to that vertical would be what?
Well, level
Would be
perpendicular. No,
Yeah,
which
vertical.
would be
Yeah.
no, it wouldn't be vertical,
No.
would it? You can't have a
Perpendicular
vertical
to
to a
the
vertical.
Not perpendicular. That would be 90. It'd be perpendicular.
Perpendicular to a vertical at 90, which would be
Horizontal.
horizontal. There we go.
Could you, if you couldn't have a vertical being level, do you think it would be possible to have a vertical that was parallel to level?
Ooh.
Vertical parallel to level. Sure.
Or horizontal, whichever way you want to use level.
Yeah, I could make that work.
You can have a. So run that by me again, Brad. What could you make work?
He's got a vertical, right?
No, he's asking you.
And
if
a
you
level
could
to
have-
that a level to that vertical.
He's not got anything. He's asking you what you can have.
Mhm.
So, what can you have, Brad?
Parallel. Vertical.
Parallel verticals?
Yeah, parallel. Can you have, the question was, can you have, in reality or on your model, which one? You can choose either or both if you want. Whether you can have a vertical that is parallel to level / horizontal, or, either or.
Well, if you get really accurate, every vertical would change. They wouldn't be parallel.
No, the question was, again, I'll state the question again. I'll make it as simple as I can. Do you think it is possible to have a vertical that is parallel to a horizontal?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna have to go to.
I got it.
Take my.
I got a
laptop.
good picture for you. Yeah, I got to go too, and it's like I'm already running late. I got one more picture before you head
Go
out.
on then. Go on.
Let's see. This is a picture I drew up a while back, and it will show a horizontal.
That's
Okay.
just a circle in a square, Brad.
It's a representation of the globe. A, B, C, D are all plumb bobs facing towards the center of the earth.
No, they're not. Brad.
A
This
is a vertical,
this
B is a
circle.
vertical.
This is a circle in a square, Brad.
But this is a
Can you
representation of the globe.
practically demonstrate anything that you are claiming in this picture?
Sure. But my point was, okay, I have a vertical.
How can
And
you
there-
practically
Let
demonstrate?
can
him
be
come back with
there
that
could be-
later date, DP.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't
But
pressure it.
in this picture, I have a vertical and a horizontal that are parallel. Is that what you were asking for, Bev?
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
that's brilliant.
There it is.
Can you bring
so
your
you
proofs of this later?
You asked for this picture, Brad.
Bev asked me if I could have that, so I drew it.
Right.
No,
Okay.
I don't. Yeah. Is that? Are you saying that picture that you've drawn there was inspired by me asking if you could have? I think originally I asked if you could have horizontals that were perpendicular to horizontals, which is a little bit different than having a vertical parallel to a horizontal, but the same really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were having a discussion, me, you, and Sly in Twitter.
Oh, is that what you call it?
And
A
he-
discussion?
And he drew
Very
this
loose
picture.
term. That's Jeff with
Was
the early
that Jeff?
writing. Yeah, that's Jeff. Not
Sorry,
Sly.
I got it mixed up. But he drew that picture, and I was going, you could have plumb bobs everywhere. So then I drew my picture A, B, C, D. But that's kind of where this
Do
came
you have a
from.
little bit I can pinch to take with us?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I have observations, what would you call it, of plumb bobs being not parallel.
You have observations
Yeah.
over what distances?
Oh, the one, I think they were 12 miles apart or something like that, 11 miles.
And you have these observations.
I don't have them myself.
Oh, right. So
Have you?
you have seen something that somebody else has claimed is an observation.
Yeah. Have you heard of
Alright,
Larry
okay.
Scott?
No. Who's Larry Scott?
He's a surveyor.
Is he?
Yeah, Larry's
I'm
the
trying
one
to
we're
get
trying
a-
to get him round here. Yeah.
I'm trying to get his data. Here's one. Slice Barkane said he did one where it shows that plumb bobs aren't parallel; they diverge.
And how did he do this? Allegedly.
They went off like the angle to a planet or a star or something like that.
Oh,
in
so
different
they used a
parts of the world.
light. They used a light in the sky that is claimed to be X million miles away to give you an angular difference of how much over what distance.
That's kind of what I've been working on the last couple of days, is to try to find data that, yeah, plumb bobs actually point towards the center of the Earth, no matter where you're at. They're at different angles. They're not parallel.
Yeah. The conclusion.
I'm not
was,
done.
The conclusion
I'm
was
not done
that
yet.
horizontals intersect, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's where it all started from. Yeah, my horizontals intersect. Anyhow, I got to run. I am getting late.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to just keep you from work. Pop back later, Brad, and we'll go over it a bit more.
Yeah, we'll do.
Looking forward to
Get
it.
on the whiteboard.
Yeah, the whiteboard of pain.
Yeah, whiteboard of truth. Your pain.
I'll have to take my
our
pain
truth.
medication first.
Yeah.
Okay, I got to
Right.
run. Bye.
See you later. Yeah, that was good. We'll get
Nice
that.
little-
Please.
Nice little preamble.
Yeah.
Brad's still in it.
Yeah,
as
yeah.
well.
Yeah,
Now,
he's,
does he know that he's?
he's off.
Do you know? Does he know he's still in it?
Still in his cubicle.
I don't know. He might have run off.
Maybe.
Run
I'll
off
just
and left.
hang up his. I'll hang up his call for him.
Yeah, you want to chuck him in the chill chat or something, and you know.
Oh yeah.
You
Seems
don't
like
wanna,
a nice bloke.
Just disconnect him.
No, I've just moved him to chill chat. It'll be alright.